I'll never tell
Oh, I know. I can see.
There's a rumor going round.
All the rumors are true, yeah. What you heard, that's true, yeah.
You're never nervous around me.
Never.
My faves couldn't stop kissing, and Ty's declaration of love has made them both happy. He told her he's 100% certain that he is in love with her, and she loves him too.
Maybe I didn't think it at first, but you really have all the qualities that I want in someone. And
he also thought she had all the qualities he wanted, and that Ella is his first love at 24 years old and hopefully his last love. Meanwhile, Zach pulled Molly for a chat, and Zach told Mars even though they both needed space, he's not doing the space thing again. He wants them to face their challenges head on.
Where I was going wrong was the fact that I was just hearing it. I wasn't listening to you.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I don't want to be the reason you're upset. All I want to do is give you a hug and say, it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, like...
I think those little things would have been nice, though.
Zach told Molly they needed to learn from this fight and do better in the future. Now over at the fire pit, Scott and Abby spoke about how compatible they were, and Scott told Abby if he thought there was no connection between them, he wouldn't have continued to pursue things, but he has faith in them. Meanwhile, these two were gossiping about this.
Seeing how far we can go within the time that we're in here, and seeing how much we can build. That's what it's about, you know what I mean?
That's the spirit.
Zach was telling Sammy he really cares about Molly, and later he was telling Ella he's happy for them, and I'm happy for them too, Zach.
love you.
Oh, that's cute. Say it back, Ty.
Love you too.
Zach was telling Molly that he wasn't playing any games while Scott and Abby were doing I don't know what under the covers, and Jess and Sammy shared cuddles while Zach and Molly were holding hands. Now Ty, he big spooned Ella while holding her hand, while Whit and Lockham were social distancing, and Mitch and Ella B were making out.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Morning, babes. Love you.
You noticed the PDA with me and Scott. That's nice because he wasn't like that with Catherine at all.
Time for the morning debrief. Ella told the girls that the previous night was one of her best nights in the villa. Ty made it special and she's happy. Now Abby said things between herself and Scott are good. She's loving that Scott gives her affection as her love language is physical touch. Now Zach, he is glad that he is back on track with Molly.
I feel good. I'm leaving everything in yesterday.
346 minutes later.
Hey, babes.
Hey, babes.
Little snack for you.
Thank you.
Ella made Ty breaky, and Ty thanked her with a kiss. No one's just left. Sammy casually dropped that he's in love, and Ella asked him how long has he known that for, and Sammy, he was just grinning, unable to answer that, and then he said something that just didn't make any sense.
I says to the guy, get this, wait a second. I says to him, I said.
I need to go over things in my head.
Now while Sammy goes over his head at the den, Whitney asked Abby how her day was going, and Abby told them that Scott, he is opening up, and just said the sexual and physical attraction between them is visible. Whitney, who persisted that Abby was bitter even after Abby told her she wasn't, was giving Abby advice on her relationship with Scott.
You just need to make sure this time around that you're on the same page every step of the way.
It's going well.
It's going well.
At the daybed, Sammy was finding it weird that Lockham never talks about his relationship. With that said, Lockham told Sammy he wants to close things off with Whitney, and Sammy told the guys that he was buzzing to tell Jess that he loves her.
Much later.
Oh, shit.
Ella received a text informing the Islanders about the Couple Goals Challenge, where Sammy and Jess will be hosting the challenge, and they will ask the Islanders a couple of series of questions, with each couple writing down their answer.
Let's go.
The most argumentative couple, according to the Islanders, was Ty and Ella, and they thought it was Jess and Sammy. And next was the couple with the least sexual chemistry. Jess and Sammy received 1 vote, while Ella B and Mitch received 2, but the majority of votes went to Whitney and Lachlan.
I've heard and seen there's a lot of sexual tension between a lot of couples. Haven't heard it or seen it much from you two.
That's not what the public thought. So
the biggest attention-seeking couple that received the most votes was a tie between Ty and Ella and Jess and Sammy. And the most one-sided couple, according to the Islanders, was Abby and Scott with 4 votes, but Mitch and Ella were runners-up with 2 votes. Now, the most unlikely pairing with a unanimous vote was Zach and Molly, and they even voted for themselves, but the most marked couple went to Whitney and Lachlan and Molly and Zach.
Which couple is the most likely to have their head turned?
We've said Abby and Scott.
Ty and Ella and Zach and Molly also thought it was Scott and Abby, while Abby and Scott thought it was Mitch and Ella B.
Yeah. The only reason none of us wanted to get to know Abby is because we felt sorry for you. You've been single for 3 weeks.
You need to respond, bro.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Obviously, I said my head weren't going to turn. It did. I'm happy. Life's good. They're fake.
She's touching me. She's touching me.
I'm not touching you.
I'm not touching me.
Not touching.
So what was it? What was it 3 days ago where you said that you wanted Abby back in the boys' bedroom?
This is you. This is your badness level. It's unusually high for someone your size.
I'm just gonna say it was a tie. Now the challenge ended, but the challenge drama, it continued as the Islanders got ready for the evening. Note that hair bun isn't Ella's bun, and this is Ella's hair bun.
Ella, are you being serious? I've been waiting.
Once Ella was out of the shower, Whitney no longer needed to shower immediately. She was able to work backwards, but couldn't she work backwards before? Anyways, Whitney went into the dressing room when she was done with an attitude, and I don't understand why, because it was a tie for the most smart couple with Molly, but it hit Whitney's nerve, and that's why she was acting out.
Ella, I know selfish when I see one, but I've never met a selfish person like you.
That is the biggest lie I've ever heard.
After being called selfish for no apparent reason, Maihan found her boo and gave him a hug. And in yesterday's episode, Whitney was calling Abby bitter. Today, Ella's selfish. Anyways, the Islanders toasted the night and then they scattered. Then Mitch and Ella B wanted to squash things with Scott and Abby. And in Ella's words,
because right now it's just getting boring.
Facts. Meanwhile,
it's hard though because when you feel like none of the other couples, I didn't feel like anyone had my back.
Abby was upset over the comments from the challenge, which made her question if Scott really liked her. And Scott, he reassured her that he has always liked her and that he pursued her while she was still with Mitch. Now he doesn't want to end things off with Abby based off what people were saying or their opinions. Meanwhile, Ella was telling Ty that the challenge must have gotten to Whitney.
Like, you're the most selfish person I've ever met. And I was like, what?
That comment made Ella realize that they weren't genuine friends. She thought it was mean, and Ty told my girl to speak to Whitney. Meanwhile, Sammy wanted to know if Whitney would address the couples that thought she was smart, and she told Sammy she should have voted for Ty and Ella. Then Ty and Ella walked past them.
Do you reckon she was a bit upset they don't get voted favourite couple?
Yeah, I think so.
So, you guys are saying that Ella can't be upset that she was called selfish, and now they're just being called smug in earshot distance simply because Whitney's upset that she was called smug in a challenge. Now, the new couples gathered and squashed their beef, and Ella pulled Whitney for a chat. Once they got to the couch, Ella told Whitney she was upset because Whitney called her selfish.
I wasn't joking, Ella.
Sometimes you do have selfish tendencies whereby you're self-absorbed and you don't see that there's...
Whitney said Ella thinks she's high priority, and Ella didn't understand how she's selfish for taking a shower. Then Whitney asked why they voted them as a smart couple, and Ella was right. Them voting her and Lachlan as a smart couple did get to Whitney, and just like she did with Abby, she wasn't budging, telling Ella that she has selfish traits.
Why wasn't that a topic of conversation? It's something with me, and I cannot figure out fully what it is.
We were close friends, but you voted me up in the challenge when you could have picked anyone.
The challenge?
Have you lost your mind?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Hey.
Same one saying I struggle with honesty because I was honest in the challenge.
That don't make no sense.
That doesn't make sense.
Ella's probably talking the most sense though. I'll be real. Whitney does make a lot of comments.
Smug means unhumble, and I'm literally the furthest thing from unhumble. I'm very humble.
Did I say and call you unhumble?
Oh, I won't do that. Apologizing is for the weak and wrong, which is why you should do it to me because you are weak and wrong and you dance badly.
Don't sit here and claim bestie title with me when you rent me for smug. I don't claim you as bestie.
You have a bad attitude. That's a bad attitude.
Hey you, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.